Hello and welcome to the F&O Show on Bloomberg Quint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. I'm Darshan Mehta. Good morning, Agam.
Good morning, Darshan. I'm Agam Vakil. Here are the headlines. It is a strong start to December series as Nifty Sensex extend their gaining streak for the fifth day. Nifty reclaims 10,900 in opening trade and volatility declines. Open interest surges in Oil India as traders take fresh short positions in its stock futures. Tata Motors is the top loser on the Nifty after Jaguar Land Rover says that it will temporarily pause production at its engine factory in the UK to adjust output. And the housing finance companies gain after the RBI brings down the minimum holding period for loans issued by them from 1 year to 6 months. Maturity of such loans has to be at least 5 years.
Okay, let's take a look at what the markets are doing at this point of time. The Nifty is firmly above the 10,900 mark in trade with sights for 11,000 in the near term. We're seeing that there is fresh buying that's seen. The Nifty futures are trading at a premium of 22 points. No doubt there is fresh buying that's seen on the Nifty. Let's take a look at what's happening with the Nifty Bank itself. The Nifty Bank is seeing open interest build up of close to 6%. That too, the Nifty Bank is slightly weak in today's trade. So it's the Nifty that's managed to inch up in trade. Where are positions being taken? Sights must be in and around the 11,000 mark in trade. Pull up where the open interest build up is seen, and you can see that put writers are active all the way up to 11,000 level. No doubt call writers have written it at levels of 10,900 and 11,000, but put writers are much more aggressive. If you're looking at what's happened in trade today, let's see the stocks, let's see the prices. 10,700, 800 and 900 is where put writers are active, and at higher levels from 11,000 to 11,300, it's the call writers that are active in trade. So that's the broad trend that I'm seeing. Agam, stock specific.
Right, so let's pull up the stocks which are starting to see an up move in your open interest build up, and of course it is the first day of the new series, so we're likely to see a surge in OI, and we have Oil India. Well, that's of course suffering, and so it's under pressure. Bata India is on the other hand gaining, and it's the same for Torrent Pharma, so fresh longs for both those. And SRF is also advancing by less than 1%, but there is an increase in open interest. Of course, we are going to have a whole host of these NBFCs which will also be in focus. But of course, it's the first day of expiry, so we're unlikely to see too much in terms of unwinding in open interest. Watching, of course, something like a Repco Home Finance along with something like an Oil India today.
Yeah, okay. So the three stocks that I want to highlight, first of all, it's ONGC. Today, Kotak came out with a report and they upgraded the counter to a buy. They believe that the worst is over, and crude prices again will rebound. That will aid earnings for ONGC. ONGC is up almost 1% on open interest build up of 7%. The other stock I'm watching is Indian Oil. No doubt the counter is down almost 1.3% on open interest build up of 7%. But remember, today is the last day of the Reliance CPSE, and probably next week you will see positions that will be taken on the other side. So there could be a bout of short covering that would come in Indian Oil. They have a large position on the CPSE. And the third stock is Dr. Reddy's, doing well. Low open interest build up. The counter is up 1%. But nevertheless, the stock is trading at a 52-week high. No doubt most of the queries that were there post-Suboxone have now been clarified. Among all the pharma stocks, at least as of now, Dr. Reddy looks rather strong. So Dr. Reddy is the third stock. Agam, what do you have?
Sure. So I'm going to start by CEAT, and it's very interestingly poised when it comes to its charts. It's currently above its 100 DMA. It's already above its 50 DMA, and it's seen a little bit of a rise over the last few days. It's advancing by around 1.8% today, and there has been increase in open interest. So watch out for CEAT. Let's move on and take a look at Havells as well. Havells is the other interesting one because that's also gaining, advancing. There's been a lot of open interest addition right now. Yeah, and once again, the thing about Havells is there's been a sharp gain over the last 5 odd days. In fact, it's moved from the levels of around 650 to now at 701. So there certainly has been a lot of buying coming through and steady volumes. So watch out for this one as well, and even in cash markets. And the last one is Bata that I want to address, because Bata India is the other one where we have seen once again a little bit of an uptick, specifically in the last 3 days. This one is now, moving away and diverging from all its DMAs. So that perhaps could be taken as a positive, at least at this point in time. It's advancing by 3% at around 1,028, and open interest increase of as much as 20%. So, well, a lot of longs building up in all these three counters as well that I've mentioned here, Darshan.
Okay, so let's, before we get in our guest on the show, here's a quick reminder. If you have any queries regarding futures and option market, you can call us on 022-4540-4141 or write to us on Twitter, Facebook with the Ask BQ hashtag. So let's welcome our F&O experts for the day, Amar Singh of Angel Broking and Rahul Shah of Motilal Oswal Securities. He'll join us in a while, but let's start with you, Amar. Good morning. What's the trend that you're seeing on the Nifty? We are close to the 10,900 mark, very close to the 11,000 level. Are you seeing 11,000 being broken, or are you seeing resistance that's coming in at higher levels?
Yeah, very good morning. See, what we witnessed was that Nifty taking out the 10,770, 10,800 mark and consistently trading above that. So that definitely is a positive sign. However, looking at the intermediate term trend, that clearly reflects that upside is definitely going to be met with selling pressure and also stiff resistance. So psychologically also 11,000 level would, I would say 10,980, 11,000, that would act as a crucial resistance zone. So we'll have to watch out for that, because what we see is that on the daily charts now Nifty is in overbought territory, whereas on the weekly charts it is not extremely strong. So that clearly reflects that higher levels would meet with some profit booking as well as some caution. So I would suggest that now 10,700 should act as an immediate short-term support level. So any pullback can be used as a buying opportunity, but one needs to remember that now Nifty is likely to trade in the range of 10,700 and 11,000 range. So that's the range that Nifty is going to trade in for a short span of time.
Okay, Rahul, good morning to you as well. Are you also of the same opinion? While we have seen a considerable kickback for the Nifty and the Sensex, what's your view here, and how would you approach these indices now?
Hi, good morning. I think my view is positive. I feel that all top 10 Nifty heavyweights have been showing a fresh breakout. So be it Reliance, HDFC Bank, HDFC Limited, ITC, all of them, Lever, all of them have been showing a good positive sign. So my sense is that, and when you talk about Nifty also, it has broken its range from 10,850 levels. So I feel that it can again test 11,000 or so odd levels, and then it can take a breather over there psychologically. So my sense is I'm positive on the indices, and interestingly, if you look at it, the Bank Nifty has been showing great sign, and last 2 days we've seen the good run up in banking stocks as well. So I think till the time Bank Nifty does not crack, I don't think so there will be any weakness in the Nifty front. So my sense is both Nifty and Bank Nifty can still do another 1% or so from the current levels.
That you are recommending, Rahul, sorry. Rahul, what's the strategy that you're recommending? I believe you have a strategy both on the Nifty as well as Bank Nifty.
I've been recommending 11,000 call on Nifty, which is at 153 levels right now. We keep a stop loss of 130 and target of 200. And Bank Nifty 27,000 call the next week, 6 December expiry, which is trading at 178. Keep a stop loss 150 and target of 225.
Okay, well, that's Rahul's Bank Nifty strategy. Amar, how about you? How are you employing options, or for that matter, futures right now?
I would say for the specific stocks, one can look at ICICI Bank. Because if you look at ICICI Bank, what we are seeing is that ICICI Bank continues to be strong on the long term as well as the intermediate term trend. Short term, we are witnessing some consolidation, but again, ICICI Bank futures can definitely be a buying opportunity. So any pullback towards 356, 358. That can be used as a buying opportunity with a stop loss of 349.8 and a target of 372.5 in the short term.
Okay, the other one you have is long on UPL. Explain that strategy, Amar.
Yeah, looking at UPL again, if we look at UPL also witnessed a very sharp rally from almost 580 levels, currently around 767, 768 levels. So this is also one stock one can definitely look at. And technically, if you look at it, UPL continues to be very strong on the short term and the intermediate term trend. And what we witnessed on the long term charts is that it has moved from the oversold territory and continues to be strong. So UPL is one stock one can look at buying around 770 odd level, 772 levels, with a stop loss of 752 and a target of 816. This is from a short-term perspective.
And Rahul, what's your strategy stock specific wise?
Stock specific, I think IT has been showing a good strength, and I think still it should continue to do well. And so in that space, I think Infi looks good to me. So I would recommend going long on Infi with a stop loss of 658 and target of 688.
All right, well, let's discuss some of these stocks then. And I do want to pull up something like, well, Bata India, because that's something that I've been talking about. Now, this one is the one which has seen a little bit of an uptick in the last 3 or 4 days. And again, it's trading well above its DMAs. It has made a divergence there. Bata India currently at around up 3% and 21% increase in open interest. Amar, can you come in on this one? What's your view in Bata India? Would you initiate fresh longs at this point in time?
We have a call in. We had a call yesterday in Bata India. So what we are seeing on the charts is that Bata India continues to remain extremely strong on the long-term charts. However, on the weekly charts, it is showing some signs of consolidation. But overall, I would still give the benefit of doubt because the stock continues to remain firm. Yes, what one needs to watch out is 1,000, 1,050, 60. That's a level of immediate resistance for Bata India. So those who are long, they should ideally book their profits around those levels, because only till the time it breaches 1,050, 1,060 consistently, you can expect a rally towards the 1100 mark. However, the trend remains positive for Bata India. On the downside, we would see good support coming around 990, 1000 levels.
Okay, couple of stocks which are buzzing in trade. 2 stocks, United Spirits and Page Industries. Both of them have rallied decently. The open interest build-up isn't very high, but nevertheless, we'll ask our guest. Rahul, let's take your view on Page Industries. What are you looking at the counter? Is there more potential for upside?
I think yesterday we saw some kind of selling in the stock, and obviously today we've seen some kind of uptick. So long built up. I feel still this page can still rally 2% from here. So I think 27,200, 27,300 is definitely looks likely on the cards on Page Industries. So I would advise to go long on Page. When you talk about United Spirits, yes, I think we've been seeing the entire consumer space doing quite well in last 3-4 sessions, and so the same is the case with United Spirits. And obviously technically stock has broken its level from the range of 640, 45, and it's taken and come into a new territory. So my sense is even McDowell can go to 685, 690 levels, and there it can take some breather.
Okay, that's your view on United Spirits. I also want to take up something like one of the stocks that we had discussed earlier, and that is with respect to CEAT. Now, CEAT, as I was mentioning earlier, it's been posed at very interesting levels, because that's actually moved above your 50 DMA and also 100 DMA. It's advancing in trade, and we have seen that game come through. In fact, it's advanced by as much as 12.6%. through the course of the months. It's left to conjecture as to what kind of support it's got from falling crude, but it certainly is advancing with the rest of the auto pack and the tire pack. Amar, if I can take your view on CEAT as well, it's currently trading at around 1,273. What would your approach be here?
I would say that CEAT is approaching a very crucial resistance zone. So I would say that today's high is going to be very crucial for CEAT. And if today's high is breached, then only you can expect some significant rally in CEAT. Otherwise, you'll witness profit booking, and maybe because on the daily charts, we are seeing now bearish divergence on the daily charts. The weekly charts are definitely positive. That's the reason we are seeing this bullish momentum. But as I said, that today's closing and today's high is going to be very important. If that is taken out, and I would say roughly on the upside, that effectively corresponds to anywhere between 1285, 1290. So that is a crucial zone of resistance. Taking that out and sustaining above that level, then CEAT could definitely rally towards 1350, 1360 levels.
Okay, let's get in all the viewer queries at this point of time. Pawan Kumar on YouTube has asked, he has a bull call spread on the Nifty 10,800 and 11,000 call at 100 rupees. Please suggest a target and a stop loss. Amar, can you help? Bull call spread on the Nifty 10,800 and 11,000 call at 100 rupees.
I would say that since he's gone in for a bull call spread, he definitely should hold on to his position. And ideally, he can look at booking profits once it goes to around 130 levels, because as I said, on the upside, Nifty will meet with a very strong resistance coming anywhere in the range of 10,980, 1100 levels, 11,000 levels. So I would suggest that he should definitely look at booking profits around those levels.
All right, let's move on to Indiabulls Housing Finance, because this one again has made a little bit of an up move today. We have Logical Kishore. He wants a view on Indiabulls Housing Finance and stop loss. I'm assuming that he wants to go along on this one. Now, of course, Indiabulls Housing Finance is one of the beneficiaries after RBI has eased securitization norms for some of these NBFCs, and along with a lot of these other housing finance companies, we're also seeing a gain in Indiabulls Housing Finance, where we have seen a little bit of an increase in open interest as well. And once again, you know, as you can see, it has been inching forward. Rahul, can you come in on this one? I know this has been extremely volatile over the previous few weeks, but how would you approach Indiabulls Housing Finance now?
See, my sense is that I would still go short on Indiabulls Housing Finance rather than going long on this counter. So I think the best strategy is to buy puts and keep it. 700 puts of Indiabulls Housing Finance is the best strategy. I think if you look at the entire markets have rallied 7-8% from the recent low, and if you see the entire sector has been laggard, and especially the stocks like Indiabulls, your Canfin, your DHFL, the entire housing finance space. So I don't think so there's going to be any sign of recovery in the stock. So my sense is sell on rally, or best way is to buy puts and keep it rather than going long on the stock.
Shashank Tripathi also has a view on Indiabulls Housing Finance, but he's asked a very specific query. Is it a good idea to buy the Indiabulls Housing December 800 call? So as per Rahul, Shashank, you shouldn't, because he's recommending buying puts, but I'll take Amar's view on it. Amar, should he buy the Indiabulls Housing 800 call?
No, I would suggest that one should stay away from Indiabulls Housing Finance right now, because technically the stock continues to be extremely weak on the long-term and intermediate-term trend. However, on the daily charts, we are seeing some consolidation, but I would say that the stock really isn't inspiring much of a rally. Only, yes, if it sustains above 720.25, then there is a possibility that the stock could rally towards 740, 750 levels.
Okay, well, it's not a surprise that we will have questions on Yes Bank, and we have one from Shivani Dhanuka. Shivani, first of all, thank you for the compliments that you paid to me on YouTube. I'll take your query on Yes Bank. She says that she's made a position in Yes Bank, covered half of it, and now holding 20 lots. The average price is about 157. I'm assuming that she has gone long on it, and her average price is about 157. Of course, Yes Bank has advanced substantially from those levels. It's currently at about 170. Okay, so Rahul, I come back to you on this one. This one is possibly a relatively tougher one to call, but the lady has gone long, and she is sitting on a little bit of a profit. Would you advise her to book profits, or carry on a position with trailing stop losses?
I think I would advise her to carry on with the stop losses. I think we've seen multiple times that the second time that stock hit below 150 and bounced back smartly. So I think I see a major support in the stock at 160 or odd levels. So I think 162 is the immediate level which I feel she should keep a stop loss and hold on to targets of 180 or so.
Okay, the next query is on Canfin Homes. Alex Morgan on YouTube is saying that he shorted 5 lots of Canfin Homes at 278. He's already covered 3 of them at 276.50. So he has 2 balance. Technically he has 2 lots short at 278. The price is 276. What should he do, Rahul? He's just making a profit of 2 rupees on the counter. He's 2 lots short on Canfin Homes. What should he do?
I think you should hold on to the shorts in Canfin. As I discussed earlier, also the entire housing finance space except Bajaj Finance, we've seen a negative divergence, and it does not look like that near term this is going to get improved. So my sense is sell on rally is the strategy in all this housing finance. So for CanFin 282.50 is the major resistance for the stock. So if it crosses above that, then I think you should cut its shorts or it should continue to hold on.
Okay, let's get in Tata Motors then, because we have a question here on Tata Motors from Vivek Kanogia. He wants a view on Tata Motors DVR, I reckon, to be specific. But I reckon that Tata Motors along with the DVRs will both move in tandem. But the DVR futures are down as much as 2%. There's not too much change in open interest, but as we all know, the Tata Motors in general has been one of the weaker Nifty stocks over the last few months, for that matter. It's been a clear underperformer. So Amar, come in on this one. What would you advise Vivek to do with Tata Motors DVR, because that's where he is interested in putting his bets on?
Yeah, looking at Tata Motors DVR, what we see is that the trend definitely continues to remain bearish. However, on the daily charts, we are seeing two patterns. One is that there is some semblance of bottom being formed, while at the same time one of the indicators are clearly indicating that there is a possibility of a trend change. So that effectively means is that the stock could go in for some consolidation, not necessarily a pullback rally. Because Tata Motors DVR, again on the upside, I would say that anywhere 102, 103, that is an immediate level of resistance for Tata Motors DVR, whereas on the downside again 90, 92, that would act as support. So it's going to get into some consolidation. Only a breakout above that could lead to some rally towards 110 odd levels.
Okay, the next view, again we'll stick with the auto space. Chandrasekhar on YouTube is saying he wants a view on M&M at this point of time. So he hasn't any position, he just wants a view. So Rahul, I'll take this on you. M&M, what should he do?
I think if you look at M&M, I think the stock has underperformed. So my sense is it took support at 742, 743 levels, and then it bounced back a little bit in sync with the markets yesterday. So my view is that you should go long on M&M. The risk to reward is favorable on M&M from current levels. I think stock can still go to 830 or odd levels from current levels. So keep a stop loss of 778 and go long.
All right, that's your view on M&M. Well, I think we just had one more, Maddie S, and he wanted views on M&M too. Maddie, I hope that you've taken cognizance of what Rahul has spoken about M&M. But I'll move on to the next one, and it's from Rohan K. It's a query on Asian Paints. And his question is actually pretty straightforward. He just wants to know about the levels to keep an eye on when it comes to Asian Paints, which is currently at around 1360. Of course, some gains coming on the back of falling crude, but it's all speculative because it's really hard to pinpoint the exact advantage that fallen crude plays out for a lot of these paint companies. That said, today it's really not trending too much. It's higher by around 0.5% and less than 1.5% coming through when it comes to increase in open interest. Amar, how would you help Rahul K to take a position in Asian Paints right now?
Looking at Asian Paints is very strong on the charts. I would say if you look at the short term as well as the long term. Intermediate term trend, I would say that's just moved in positive territory, but it's also moving in overbought territory. So that effectively means is that there would be some selling pressure coming in Asian Paints anywhere around the current levels, and higher side 1360, 1370. That's a crucial level of resistance. So I would not recommend buying at these levels. Any pullback towards 1330, 1335, ideally that can be a good level to buy with a stop loss below 1320 and a target of 1360, 65 on the upside.
Okay, this is probably the last query that we'll take. Ram Hegde, he wants a view, he wants a target and stop loss if he shorts the Infosys December future. So he wants to go short on Infosys at this current level. What is the target and stop loss that he should keep? Amar, you take this one.
Yeah, looking at Infosys futures, I would say that ideally he should not look at going short at these levels, because what we are seeing is Infosys has bounced back. Yes, it is around crucial resistance zones, because if you look at it, say anywhere around 660, 670 and 670, 680, that's a crucial level of resistance zone. So that's one level one can look at, but not at the current levels, because as I said, from a short-term perspective and from a long-term perspective, Infosys continues to be extremely strong.
Okay, well, Sarvajit Srivastava wants a short-term view on Vedanta. Let's pull up Vedanta. Let's see what it's doing right now, how it's trending. It's currently at about 196. It's down 1.5%, and open interest increasing by 2.8%. Rahul, your view, what would you advise the viewer to do?
I think I would still wait in Vedanta. I think if you look at the stock has been on a negative divergence since last few months series, and I think from 240s or our levels it has never bounced back post that. And if you look at the entire metal pack, I think they have been under sell mode. So my sense is I would wait. I would not go short on the stock, but I would definitely not buy. So I would, and a sell on rise could be the strategy which can be done on this. So maybe around 204.5 levels we can look at shorting it.
Okay, so that's the view that's coming in on Vedanta, and the final query we'll take is from Satish Sharma. He has Power Grid at 181.83. I don't know whether he's bought or sold. I'm assuming he may have longed Power Grid at 182. What's the view going ahead? Amar, what should he do with Power Grid?
I would say Power Grid continues to be a sell on any rally, because the stock has corrected from almost 190 levels, currently around 181 or so. But what we are seeing is on the weekly charts, there is very strong support for this stock around 175 odd levels. But so what we can say is 175 on the downside, 190, that's a range with a negative bias for the stock currently.
All right. Well, we've run out of time on the show, guys, so we'll probably carry out queries on to Ask BQ. That is at 12:30. But with that, I'm going to take a moment to thank both our experts, Rahul as well as Amar, for joining us and taking us through their views, as well as solving some of our questions, some of our viewers' queries. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the F&O Show. But we get your conversation with Prashant Jain of HDFC AMC on a special series, Navigating Through Uncertainty. Stay tuned in.